things that are affecting the church or afflicting the church in the West, let's say, in the West, what is the biggest thing that you see and you hope to be able to address, or that how God would use your work to address it, to help act as a corrective in some way? And I'm very aware that there are several factors that play in that, and there's probably not one that we can just simply isolate. Maybe there is, and it has many different solutions as there are many different problems. But knowing still the complexity of it, if you were to simplify it in your own mind, what do you think that is, and what do you hope how God would use your work to help make that a correction?
Well, the first thing to just clarify is that the Life Model Works should be considered something like a dietary supplement. It is not a replacement for the whole gospel. It's not a replacement for theology. It's not a replacement for church polity. And one of the reasons it's been so widely accepted by different groups that would otherwise not get along is that we are not actually coming in from the view of trying to modify anyone's theology about the basics things of Christianity. And we're actually not particularly trying to teach that either. Not because it's unimportant, but because the church has worked for centuries getting down what they believe, and tweaking that a little bit here or there is not really the issue. The problem we're getting is that when it comes to teaching human brains how to act like Jesus, everybody's getting uniformly less encouraging results than they want. So the Coptic Church, they're interested in what we're doing because they want to take better care of orphans. The Eastern Orthodox is interested in something, the Salvation Army wants something, Pentecostal groups want something else, but all of them come back to the same thing. We're not actually experiencing the kind of character that we want to see to the extent we want it. And so we have three elements we add to whatever you're doing. So, one of the things people said, well, shouldn't you have life model churches? And I said, no, absolutely not. I never want to see a life model church. That isn't enough to be a church. But I would like to see a life model, things added to your churches. And the three elements that we've identified, one is a multi-generational community. And to really sustain joy, you have to have at least three, but optimally 4 generations working together. And the church, since the Industrial Revolution, has really taken out each peer group and separated them. And a lot of churches have only one generation within them, or maybe 1.5, but they're like, everybody is the same age. No one knows more than anyone else. Now, peer groups are very, very helpful for practice, so we don't eliminate those, but multi-generational communities make a big difference to whether or not you are actually transferring the kind of relationships and character and identity that are transformative. Second thing is an Emmanuel lifestyle, which means we live looking for the active presence of Jesus. So if you had a church that's multi-generational, you'll raise nice human beings like all other nice human beings. Unless God shows up and says you're more than those human beings could ever imagine in ways that are unique to you and to your group, you don't turn out people that look like Jesus. And so this awareness of what God is saying to us and how he's guiding us on a moment by moment basis is the second element of this, church environment that we're looking for. It's actually a community environment because we want it to go outside the church. And then the third one is there's relational brain skills, just like you would have a literacy program to teach people how to read the Bible. There's some specific things your brain has to be able to do. And so we want to help people identify what those are and which ones are missing, and help you then to teach other people those specific brain skills that trauma and other kinds of evil in the world keep eliminated from the fabric of the multi-generational community. And one of those skills that's particularly Christian is being able to identify God's thoughts as separate from all the other thoughts that run through our head. How do we recognize his voice? And this is something we have to learn. Every generation has to learn it, and it's just one of the things. But those three things are the unique features that we bring. and they seem to apply to every place, every Christian group and culture around the world from all different perspectives. They said, yeah, we could use more multi-generational community. We could use more awareness of God's active presence. And yeah, I'm not sure about that last one, the brain skills, but give them a few examples. Here's a simple one. Now, anger is one of the alarm circuits in the brain. It's meant to use to bring our relationships, to improve them. I said, so how many people do you know who feel anger and go, wow, I'm about to have a better relationship with this person, I'm going to improve it, or they see someone else who's angry? And almost everywhere around the world, when people see anger, they go like, nothing good can come of this. Whereas if you understand what anger is there for, it's a very good, useful thing to improve your relationships. So the people who learn how to do that are not causing danger or damage to others when they get angry. And it's very easy, to find out who doesn't do that, because they'll say to others, well, don't get me mad because you won't like it. That's a good indication you haven't learned how to use anger helpfully. And again, for most people, when I say that, it's like, I hear your words, I see your lips moving, and I have no idea what you're talking about, because our brain has got a gap right there. Like, I've never seen what you're talking about. So it makes no sense to me any more than, let's say, trying to read Arabic. It's like, I see marks, but I don't see any meaning.
I don't see the words.
Yeah.
The words.